guys, today I'm going to be doing a book haul video with you, and I know in my last book haul video I said I wasn't going to buy any more books, and I've kind of kept to that in the sense of I'm not buying them on a whim. I'm not buying them just like for the offer in Tesco's. I'm making sure that I'm trying to read through what I've got. And these books have come about is primarily from Vinted, and they are books that are more so out of print. So when I see them and I've got a little bit of extra money in my Vinted balance, I will allow myself to purchase them. So there's a lot of nostalgic books here which you would have seen. I did a whole nostalgic book video of, so if you've not seen it, I'll throw up a card. But some older sort of like Disney books, or other books that I'm going to show you. The other books that I've intentionally purchased have been on my TBR and like awaiting the release of them, so I'll get to those. I will start with the Disney books. Now there does seem like there is quite a lot here, I will say, but like I said, I was buying these in bundles. So I got 3 Hannah Montana books for kind of like, it comes out as like £4 with postage and packaging, so you don't feel too bad about that. Yes, I could probably go and scour charity shops and car boot sales. I don't have a lot of those around near me, and B, don't have the time. It's much easier to sort of scroll on Vinted, and I'm selling a lot of stuff on Vinted at the moment. If you want to see any of that, I'll leave a link down below if I remember. But it's just when I'm selling money, I've got a little bit of extra cash. It's nice that I can sort of compartmentalize it and put that money towards that, and it's not coming out of, you know, any bills that I have to pay in and my main bank account, if you see what I mean. Anyway, I'm waffling. So I got 3 Hannah Montana books. I got Face Off, Super Sneak and Truth or Dare. So yeah, sometimes with bundles you do end up getting one that would maybe overlap. I try not to do that as much as I can, just so I'm getting the best deal for the books that I actually need and want to read. But I got those, and then I got from 2 separate sellers, I got some Wizards of Waverly Place books, and these are my first Wizards books. So from one seller I got Haywire and It's All Relative, and I think these are 1 and 2, and then I got Top of the Class and Oh Brother, which are 5 and 7. So I've not read any of the Wizards books, so I don't know if they are new stories or direct translations from episodes, or we shall find out. I've got some annual leave that is coming up, and I'm planning hopefully on doing sort of like a readathon of Disney books, so stay tuned for that. I then got some Saved by the Bell books. So these I got from a kind of like third-party seller that was actually, I think, based in Canada. I'm not sure I would order them from them again because it was a bit of a faff trying to sort the payment for them. And I think there's one book that's missing here that I might have read. I think the one missing from here is Zach's Lost Scam. I'm not too sure. But anyway, I got these books. So I got Bayside Madness, which I think is the first one in the actual set. I got California Screaming. I got then these 3, and these are like actor profiles. So we've got Mario Lopez, Dustin Diamond, and then obviously Mark Paul Gosselaar. So yeah, I hadn't seen these character profiles before, and these books are all in fairly good condition. You know, there are a couple little nicks here and there, but for the price that I got them for, and to get them all together, I couldn't pass it up. So I got those. And then also from eBay I got To Have and To Hold, and this is one of the super books. So you have the Saved by the Bell, then you have the college years, and then they have a couple sort of separate books, so like their Hawaii episode, and then obviously When Zach and Kelly Get Married. Spoiler, but like a spoiler that's like 30 years too late. And so yeah, when I saw this I knew I would have to pick it up because Vegas, obviously me and Darren got married there, so I got that. And one that's actually just come today, which I got off eBay for a really good price, and this is in pretty good condition considering its age, and this is one of the Happy Days books. I don't think you can see, but I have a little set of them here that I've read, and I think now I am just missing one more to complete the set, and this is Dear Fonzie. There are 2 separate kind of, they must have come out in 2 separate sort of productions, because even though this one says Happy Days 3, I have a different Happy Days 3 that is a different storyline. So whether it's because they were released in different countries or just different time periods, I'm not sure, but this one is Dear Fonzie, and I guess centered more around Fonzie in this book. So yeah, I will read that at some point. These are really quick and easy to read. Then a couple of random books. I got this one. This is A Grim Reaper's Guide to Catching a Killer by Maxi Dara. My very good friend who lives in Canada, we do a sort of gift swap pretty much every year, and she included this book in for me. And I love Canadian and American books. They're just like so floppy and just easy to read, and the pages are just like delightful. So this is like well, on the back it says, it's not like it used to be. Modern day Grim Reapers wear business casual, not black coats, and they don't carry scythes, they work for Scythe. Secure collection, yielding and transportation of human essences. So this is centering a woman called Kathy, who her life is boring and predictable. She has enough stress in her personal life, mid-divorce, pregnant and terrified she doesn't have what it takes to be a good mum. Then she goes to pick up a new client and finds his soul is missing. When she finally tracks down Connor, he angrily insists he was murdered, and he refuses to move on until Kathy finds out why and whom. So it kind of sounds like these people, well, Connor isn't quite transferred into the afterlife, and she's obviously got to find out and super sleuth her way to find out what happened to him so he can sort of pass on, is what I'm gathering. So a really interesting book. Just for UK people's references, books in America are expensive, and Canada. So this is $25.99 in Canada, $19 in the US. So we're looking at like maybe like between £13 and £15 at the very least for a paperback book. In the UK, this would set you back about £9 probably on a good day. So the next book that I have to share is Beside Myself by Anna Morgan. One of the girls that I work with, she was getting rid of a few books and she let me pick through them, and this is the one that I got, as well as They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. I have read that, so it's on my bookshelf, but this is the one that I've not yet read. From what I can gather, this is about identical twins who decide to swap places one day, and it then comes up that one of the twins doesn't want to swap back. So I don't really know much more than this. I then go on to some more of the books that were in my stackery. So these have been ordered and I've probably had in my stackery kind of since the start of the year. The first one being Part of My World by Jodie Benson. I got this on eBay. So Jodie Benson is the voice of Ariel in The Little Mermaid, and this is kind of her autobiography, and this is actually a signed copy. And what I really loved about this was that she signed it, and then she signed it as Ariel as well. So when I saw that, I knew how to pick it up. So yeah, I guess this is just going to follow her life working through Disney, and then obviously some after, like post being a princess. I know she's very big into her faith, so I think it probably follows her more religious journey as well. But it does say a must read for Disney fans of all ages. And the foreword on it is by Paige O'Hara, who voiced Belle. I've actually met Paige, that was really cool at Disney. So yeah, Ariel was one of my favourite Disney princesses, so of course I had to pick that up. And then I have 3 Disney books, and these are by Ridley Pearson. He is the author of the Kingdom Keepers series, and I saw that he was basically, I think, releasing the last Kingdom Keepers books, and I've been following his books for over the years now. I started reading them as a teenager and just follow them. I think there's 1 or 2 that I don't have. There's a few different sort of series within the Kingdom Keepers, and these, yeah, are 3 of them. So the first one that he ever did was Kingdom Keepers Disney After Dark, and I bought these off of a independent bookseller in America who were doing signed copies of his books, and you could get him to sign it, put a note on. So this is Disney After Dark, and let me show you. This has a little sticker in it where he has signed it. I got it from Left Bank Books if you're interested. So this was the first one. Obviously I have this book, but to get a little signed copy of the first ever book that he did was kind of important. And then I got book 2 because I didn't have that, and again he signed this one, and he put in this one, Sophie Helyn, and then he signed it. So there was a little, I had to email them back and forth about actually this thing, just because I actually hit the cut off for it, and they were really good at working with me to make sure I could still get signed books. And then the last one is Kingdom Keeper's Inheritance. So that's what this book 2 was. So it was Kingdom Keeper's After Dark, and then I think Kingdom Keeper's Inheritance. There might be one in between, I'm not sure. So I've got Kingdom Keeper's Inheritance, Villain's Realm, that's book 2. And then the final one of, I think, all of the Kingdom Keeper's books is Kingdom Keeper's Inheritance, The Final Draw, and that is book 3. And again, in this one, I had put like a little note with this one, and I put, thank you for providing magic that extends beyond the parks, and they put that as a sticky note in the book so he can like see it when he's signing it, see your name. And so he put, Sophie, you are a true keeper, thank you for keeping the magic alive. So that was really cool, and that's the sort of things that I look out for, and why I couldn't sort of pass up buying those earlier in the year. So yeah, that, oh no, I thought we were finished. We are not. Obviously I got Sunrise of the Reaping, the new Hunger Games book by Suzanne Collins. That was like my big thing back in my teenage years, and so obviously I knew I was going to get this book, and the Works actually did a promotional event throughout 12 of their stores. They use them as like tribute stores, or district stores, should I say. So they chose 12 different stores and each gave them a district, and one of them was actually pretty local to where I used to live and grow up. So that was wild, and I took a morning off work and me and my mum got up early to go to it, and I thought it was going to be crazy, but actually we rolled in later than we actually thought that they opened and managed to pick it up. So yeah, we got this like goodie bag of stuff. So you got a poster, a timeline of Panem. So it goes through all of the different Hunger Games and quarter quells and such. Then we got a flyer about the Hunger Games production on stage, which is coming, which I would love to see one day. We then got a couple of bookmarks. So we got a Sunrise on the Reaping 50th bookmark. And then you got one that correlates to the district of the store that you're at. So ours was number 11. And so we got a bookmark, and then what we also got was a t-shirt, which again reflect the store that you were selected. So ours obviously was District 11. I think District 12 was like Westfield, but yeah, they chose District 11, which is pretty apt because there's a lot of farmland and stuff around that store. And then obviously I got the book, which is actually the really nice sort of foiled edition, super nice. And then we got the tote bag as well, so I was really pleased with that. And I think because it was at the Works, it was all like, I mean, I've got the receipt here, £10 for all of that, so bargain. Yeah, so I was really pleased that my mum came along, and because we thought we were going to have to like camp out for an hour for the, but yeah, I got that. So again, I want to do a reading vlog of some point of me reading that, giving you my thoughts, and I'll probably end up putting on this t-shirt, so stay tuned for that. That is all of the books I have to share with you today. Yeah, I hope you're enjoying this book content. It's what I'm really passionate and what I'm doing a lot of lately, so that's why you're getting more book content. Hopefully throughout the year there may be some other footage, so I get that books and reading is not for everyone. It might not be what you came to my channel for. It might have been Disney or holiday, mental health, whatever it is. Thank you for sticking around, even if these aren't your type of book. But thank you for sticking around, even if these aren't your type of videos. Hopefully something else will crop up that you will like soon. And yeah, I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.